Okay, I'm a bit pissed off. Who am I pissed off with? Let me show you. It's this man, Pope John Paul II. He's dead now, but that doesn't stop me being pissed off with him. But why am I pissed off? It's something to do with page 115 of the hardbacked version of this book. It's okay, I'm not going to read any science. Absolutely no equations. Sitting comfortably? Here we go. Throughout the 1970s, I had been mainly studying black holes, but in 1981, my interest in questions about the origin and fate of the universe was reawakened when I attended a conference on cosmology organised by the Jesuits in the Vatican. The Catholic Church had made a bad mistake with Galileo when it tried to lay down the law on a question of science, declaring that the sun went around the earth. Now, centuries later, it had decided to invite a number of experts to advise it on cosmology. At the end of the conference, the participants were granted an audience with the Pope. He told us that it was all right to study the evolution of the universe after the Big Bang, but we should not inquire into the Big Bang itself, because that was the moment of creation and therefore the work of God. You may be wondering why that pisses me off. It should be obvious, but having said that, I've had that book for a long time and I've only just realised. I'm going to talk for a moment to John Paul II. Holy Father. You didn't believe, did you? You didn't believe. A man who believed wouldn't have said that. A man who believed would encourage the scientists, cajole the scientists, insist that they look into the Big Bang with everything they've got, because he would expect them to find something impossible, something that proved God's existence ultimately. A real believer would have thought that that is what the scientists would have found, and he would have given some of those millions accrued by the Roman Catholic Church towards the research. But you didn't think they were going to find that, did you? You told them not to look in that last cupboard. And, Your Eminence, is it not all the work of God? Shouldn't you have forbade the scientists from looking into how the stars burn and how old the earth is? If you draw a line, if you say the Big Bang was the work of God, then was none of the rest of it the work of God? How did Jesus come to be here if there wasn't a lot of work of God going on left, right and centre? Big Bang is kind of like the last hiding place, isn't it, John? You used to have the rainbow as proof of God, God's covenant that he wouldn't flood the earth again. Bacon found out the truth of that. Newton refined it. No God. And then it was the earth itself. Just the existence of the earth, that was proof of God. But we opened that cupboard and we looked into it. And we kind of figured out what happened, and when we got to look at the other stars and we saw planets forming around them, we got that one figured out. No God in that cupboard. Evolution, life, empty cupboard. Not empty for science, but empty for religion. And the last cupboard left, the Big Bang. No wonder you didn't want the scientists to look inside. You did not believe. I can almost forgive a believer for believing, but I can't really forgive the head of any church that shows every sign of not believing a word of it.